Most traders turn on strategies without testing them first and then wonder why they blow up accounts or are not profitable. In this video I'll show you exactly how to backtest in MetaTrader 4 and 5 properly. I've been in algo trading for many years, I've tested thousands of strategies and I know exactly what you need to do, but also what to not do, based on the mistakes I made in the past. So let's start with talking about what is backtesting. So I'll give you a profitable strategy. If you go back in time, if you look at the gold prices from end of December to start of January, also this year it happened again. If you go back 20 years, every single year you see that gold prices rise a lot, and that is just a pattern that you can test. So what is backtesting? It's looking back in time, looking at an idea you have, a strategy you have, and seeing, okay, if I execute this particular ID, what are the returns? How much profits can I make? Where to place my stop loss? Where to place my target? And then you can just analyze that, backtesting it, and then you have the confidence for the future, for next December, for instance, for a particular gold strategy, that you know, okay, if I do it this way, I have a high probability of making money in the markets. So if you do that, you build a lot of confidence, and that is what I think is the most important thing of backtesting. So let's dive into the charts. Let me show you how this works in MetaTrader 4 and 5. Hey, so let's dive into it. If you watch this video from beginning to end, you'll also end up with a profitable strategy on top of learning how to backtest with MetaTrader 4 and 5. So the big thing you need to understand is the difference in data and what do you need. So what do you need? If you go to your broker, IG Markets, IC Markets, whatever broker, Oanda, whatever broker you're using, doesn't really matter. Go get a demo account, so with fake money, or a live account if you have one, and then go to the MetaTrader 4 or 5 terminal and download that on your Windows PC. I'm on a Mac, so I just use a server. So I have a Windows server, I log in if I want to backtest, and I open my MetaTrader terminal and then I'm ready to go. So the big thing you need to understand first is the difference in data. A lot of traders do have bad results with their expert advisors and their strategies. They are backtesting because they're testing on bad data. If you use the free data that's provided by your broker in your MetaTrader 4 or 5, you are not set up for success. You will fail because the data is very bad. Let me explain that here on TradingView real quick to show you the differences in data. Because some brokers stop you out where other brokers don't stop you out just because the price data is different. So you want to backtest on the best data possible that represents the live markets. And how to do that, I will show you. First, how does data work? So here you have TradingView. This is not MetaTrader, but this is TradingView. You have Aussie Cat. So if you type Aussie Cat, we have Oanda as a broker. Then this chart, we have FXDreema as a broker. And then here, Aussie Cat, we'll have capital.com. What do you see here? Well, if we look at and analyze these two white imbalances, that's just an indicator I use, but it shows clearly what's happening. So we have this price action on a 1 minute time frame. That's exactly this price action. You see, this is not a white imbalance upright, and here at the bottom you have an imbalance candle. You see the difference? The same candlestick looks different at the same time, right? Then if you go left, you have, okay, this broker to the right looks pretty accurate with the broker to the left, but again, we don't have an imbalance. So this is two imbalances, this is a full candle and that is a full candle. And then we have a gap. This broker has a gap in the data. Yeah, you just go from that to that part. And here we don't have that gap, right? So imagine you're trading this, which broker to follow, which broker to test your strategy on. So what we always do is backtest on tick data. You can download tick data from brokers. I will link below where to get that. I'm not affiliated with them, but just to show you, data is important, and don't use your broker data, use proper tick data. And if you do that, your results will be better. Overall, if you put an expert advisor later on the live markets, yeah, it will be more accurate. So now before I show you MetaTrader how to backtest, how to analyze your results and how to improve your strategies, first, what is the difference between MetaTrader 4 and 5 and what do I personally use? So most of the time, like 90% of my testing is done in MetaTrader 5. So if you don't have a MetaTrader 5 terminal on your PC yet, go to your broker, like I said, and download the MetaTrader 5 terminal. And the MetaTrader 4 terminal I almost never use because most of your testing is faster in MetaTrader 5. You run optimization, so looking where is the best stop loss placement, where's the best target placement for my particular strategy. So you're running a lot of tests over time to see, okay, this is the most profitable setting. You cannot really do that with MetaTrader 4. So if you want to go towards beginner to profitable trader, the best thing is to start with MetaTrader 5. But why do I still use MetaTrader 4 then? If you really want to go into the details, so if you upload tick data to your MetaTrader 4, you can adjust your spreads and your commissions, and you can really zoom into the data and tweak small things. So it's really that last part before I go live. I recheck my overall algorithm, my expert advisor within MetaTrader 4. So that's the difference. For 99% of you guys, it is totally fine to start with MetaTrader 5 and test there, find your strategies there, and then go live, or do that small tweaking also in 4 if you prefer to do that. Yeah? Okay, let's now dive into using MetaTrader and how it looks, how to upload your expert advisor, and how to backtest properly with the right data. So this is MetaTrader 5. This is more or less how your terminal would look like if you downloaded it. I have a big list of algorithms here, like thousands of them in folders and all of that. But if you have just an X5 file or an X4 file, if you're working with MetaTrader 4, if you have the expert advisor file, then you just go to File, Open Data folder, MQL5, Experts, and then you throw it in a map in a folder here, or you just without the folder, it's also fine. I always like to have it in folders. I know, okay, maybe this is a YouTube video, then I know where to find these bots, right? So you then refresh, and then it will be in your navigator right there. If you cannot see the navigator, you go to View, you click on Navigator, and then this pops up. Yeah. Then you have your Market Watch as well. You can find that here: Market Watch, Data Window, Toolbox, Strategy Tester. And that Strategy Tester is what we're gonna use, right? Because we're gonna test our strategy. So for this particular example, we have the Asian Breakout free course strategy. If you want to have a free course about how to build expert advisors, if you want a profitable strategy and a strategy that is properly backtested with almost 1,000 trades on dollar yen for this one in particular, I have a whole masterclass. You can find the link in the bio or the description below, and you can sign up for that while it's still available, and then you will get everything you need there. But you need to understand how MetaTrader 5 works as well. So let's dive into it. We have here the overall strategy tester. So if you grab your expert advisor, you can just throw it there in expert, and then it is loaded up. Then you can see symbol. So we're gonna run this on dollar yen, and I have a custom name because that's my tick data. That's what I uploaded it. If you have tick data, like we provide within our community tick data to our people, but if you have tick data, you can upload it here in your symbol list. You go to FX. This is like a tick mill broker I'm using on this particular server. We have many servers, like many different MetaTrader terminals from multiple brokers. It doesn't really matter which one you use, in my opinion. You go to, let's say, dollar yen, and then create custom symbol. Then you adjust the name if you want to upload tick data, right? So if you have tick data, you name it .tick 1 or something. You click on OK. You can name it whatever you want, and then it will pop up in your custom FX list, and then you scroll down and find it. So I called it dollar yen, right? So there it is, tick 1, and then you go to ticks, and then it's loaded up here, and then you import your ticks. So if you have tick data downloaded from dollar yen, you can import the ticks, and then you have high quality tick data. I provide that also in the free course that you can download below. Then you have some tick data to play around with and backtest. And then you have proper data, like this data here from your market watch. So what your broker provides is not accurate. Yeah, like I said, I showed you on the trading view example, data of brokers is, first of all, the files are very small. So that's already an indication like, okay, this is not a lot of data. You really have huge tick data files like for currency pairs, and some are just a few MBs, right? And then it's like, yeah, it's just too small. Not every tick is there, so your data is not accurate. With that said, if you then go to custom period, that's the period you want to backtest this strategy on. Then you have forward, I never use that. Zero latency, ideal execution, that's fine for now. And then every tick based on real ticks if you have tick data. If you use other things, it becomes way faster, but faster is less accurate because less data is being used, therefore it is faster. So every tick based on real ticks is fine. And deposit, how big is your trading account? Let's say 100K here in dollar with leverage, it's fine. And then you have visual mode on and off. If you turn it on, a chart will open up, I will show you, and then you can visually see the algorithm take the trades. Very nice to do. I use it a lot because you want to see if your algorithm is functioning well and what it does. If you turn it off, your backtests are way quicker. So after you know it works, then you just turn it off, run a new test, and then it runs way quicker. So that's a quick hack there. And optimization, we will do that after showing you visual mode. So click on visual mode, you have your inputs here. You can see I have a few inputs. What's the target of my strategy? And do I use a break even, stop loss? Very easy. You have sometimes algorithms with a lot of settings, right? So where to place the stop loss, how far is the target, what is the management, all of that. Then visual mode, let's click on start. So we're gonna wait for a little bit here, and there you go. So first of all, if you see this is like the speed of your test. You can adjust that. And besides that, you can see the 1 hour chart is used and the daily time frame is used for this particular algorithm. So both are opened. Then here with charts, you can get rid of the grid, and you can just make the colors black and white. I like that a little bit more, otherwise it looks so ugly compared to TradingView, right? Then you click on space and then it starts, space again, it stops. And this is how you measure your speed, if you want to speed it up or slow it down. Then I'm waiting for a buy setup. There you go. We now have a buy setup. We have our stop loss placed here and our target is placed there. We have a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So if we hit target, we bank 2 times the stop loss. Now something happened. The stop loss was trailed to break even because we were running an X amount of profits. So now the stop loss is at break even. We have 0 risk on the table and we are stopped out for break even. You can see that right here as well. You have your history as well. We have a buy here, and then the sell going out of a buy trade is done by a sell trade, right? You go out of the position, you sell your position. And yeah, that is like what we are doing here. If I speed it up a little bit more, you can see we have another buy trade there and that hit target. So again, you can analyze here, okay, now the second trade banked $1,500. And yeah, if you just keep running this, you're backtesting a particular strategy, right? In MetaTrader 5 is the fastest way of doing it. This is another buy, this is a loss, so we have a break even, a win, and a loss. And if you just continue doing this, that was a break even, you can speed it up, right? That was a break even, that's a target. So you can speed it up and analyze literally what is happening. So let's close this down, because maybe we want to have years of data tested. Then you can just do entire history if you have all the data, and then you run a backtest from 2004 to 2025 to today, if you have the data. And then if I click start, it will just show this graph. This graph will just keep going, taking all the trades. And at the end of that overall, when it is done, you will have a backtest report here. Yeah, we don't have one here, so I will now get you one to show you how to export it and save it. So let's quickly run a really small test. Otherwise we will be here for ages. Custom period, let's do this, let's do not that long ago, 2023, and then 6 months. Let's see how fast this goes. I'll just a random test, right? Okay, I'll just wait for this for a quick minute and then come back to you. So we're back. What we can see, it opened automatically a chart. So you can analyze that, what trades are taken. That's a really nice way to do it as well. Like if you want to run a big back test, but not do visual mode, just wait until the test is done. MetaTrader 5 will open up that chart. You can change time frames, see how it looked on the 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. You can really analyze everything. What I want to show you is that now you have this backtest report, and this backtest report has a lot of things, but it's a little bit weird to watch it or check it out right here. So what you can do is go to right click and then report HTML, and you just save it where it is, and then it opens up right here in your browser. You can also email this from to your other PCs or whatever you want, or just distribute it in a drive, save it there to store it nicely. What you can see here is the expert advisor you tested, the symbol, the period, your settings, and what you can see also is the profit factor, which is important. I always go for a profit factor above 1.2 to really dive deep in the strategy and then improve it, right? This is just random a test, so this is just pretty low results right now. But if you later on improve a strategy, you can see like 1.99 is also what I reach, and this is what I've running live for this particular strategy. So you have a lot of different ways to improve your strategy, but total trades, we have just 96, so that's a really small sample, but it's just a few months. But what you can see, short trades won 0%. That's because this strategy just goes for buys only, and therefore we have a 52% strike rate, which is good with a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Long term, if you watched my psychology video from last week, you know that 52% strike rate and a 1 to 2 risk to reward is perfect long term, and you will make money long term if the sample size is large enough. So those are the most important things, like your strike rate, your profit factor, your max drawdown. So you can, let's see, where is max drawdown? Here. Max drawdown is here. We have 8% and 9%. Always look at these two, equity max drawdown and balance max drawdown, to see the peak and the valley of your equity chart. And this is how it works. If you really want to dive into your analysis a little bit deeper, you have Quant Analyzer, a free software you can also download, and then upload your results there. So how that works is you have the HTML file you just saved, like the one we opened in the browser. Then you go to load report, and then you find where it is, and then you upload it within Quant Analyzer, and then you see nicely this monthly performance of the strategy. You can go to the equity chart, so you can see the performance over 2,400 trades. You can see that it is long only because we don't have short opportunities here. You can go to trade analysis. You can see the results, how it's performing over the years. This edge really started later after a few years, because the older years it didn't work that well yet, but that's the best case, right? It now works better than back in the days. And yeah, that is why I also use Quant Analyzer. It's really nice to analyze everything in much more detail instead of just a MetaTrader 5 or 4 report. So this is if you want to do deeper analysis, this is how it works. If you now go to MetaTrader 4, so that is this one, it looks more or less the same, right? We have a lot of expert advisors, like I said, also MetaTrader 4000 of them. If you upload one, it's here. MetaTrader 4 works the same as 5 regarding you go to open data folder, and then you go to MQL4 folder, expert advisors, and then throw your X4 file in the MetaTrader folder. If you throw in a MetaTrader 5 file, it won't work. Of course, X4 means MetaTrader 4, X5 means MetaTrader 5, MQL4 is for 4, and MQL5 is for MetaTrader 5, just to bring that home, that you know the difference between 4 and 5. Then you have strategy tester. You have here $yen selected. The tick data is in this tick data settings. So that's the software I've got for MetaTrader 4. Unfortunately, it's not there for 5, but then your tick data is within your terminal already. You don't have to upload the data to your terminal, and you can play around with the spread settings, which is very important for me because I have an institutional feed, and that means a professional feed. You have different spreads than normally is in your tick data. Like I multiply my tick data by a spread multiplier to have less spread in my backtest. Also my commissions are more or less 0 with my trading, but you can adjust all of that to fit your live environment, right? You want to have your backtest very similar to your live results or your live environment to expect the same results, right? So what I have here is just copy broker tick data. Then you'll have, you can see how much data I have. All fine. Let's go to time frame. Here you run it on the 1 hour time frame. So that's the same as with MetaTrader 5, but now it's located there. Expert properties is where you adjust the settings of your overall expert advisor. And yeah, what you can do is start here and also run visual mode on MetaTrader 4. And I'll show you quickly how that looks like. While it is loading, I always just do the coloring because otherwise, yeah, it's messy. So this looks the same, right? We have a bar chart. You can change it to a candle chart there. And yeah, you can just let this run, see how it plays out, how it works for yourself. And yeah, this is MetaTrader 4. What now if you want to improve your strategy? So I showed you 2 backtesting reports, a very good one and a regular one. How do you go from a good one to a great one, right? So if you go back to MetaTrader 5 and you go to settings of your strategy tester, if you go to slow complete algorithm, you have some options here. So I click always on profit factor max. And what it allows you to do, if you now go to inputs, you can check your settings in your algorithm. So your target, for instance, if you go to, normally the value is a 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? That's what I showed you in visual mode. But maybe a 1 to 1 is better, or 1 to 3, or 1 to 4, 5, whatever. What you do is you fill in the start value. So that's 100, that's a 1 to 1 risk to reward. Then you have a step. So I want to run that back test, and then I want to run another back test. So the second test you need to run is a step of 100. So first test 1 to 1, second test 1 to 1 plus 100 is a 1 to 2, and then the next step will be a 1 to 3, and then you take steps of 100. Yeah, so this value increases by 100 every time. So and then stop. When do you stop the test? Well, let's run 8 back tests because I have 8 cores on this server, I believe. So I click on start now, and you won't see anything. It will just take some time. It's now running 8 different back tests, the same algorithm with different targets. You can also do that for your stop loss, right? Optimize your stop loss. Does it need to be this big, or place it below that line, or below that high or low? All of those things, we as human beings, if you have to test that manually, you will never make it in trading, right? You need to test that automatically to get faster results. I even run back tests while I sleep. So I've run, I think, hundreds, or no, even way more, by the way, way more than hundreds of tests while sleeping. I just turn this on with like 60, this is just 8 tests, but with 60 or 100 back tests on multiple PCs and servers and all of that. And then I run 500 tests in a night. The next day I wake up, I have 500 back tests structured nicely to see this was the best stop loss, this was the best entry, and this was the best target based on 5, 10, 20 years of data. If you have that as a trader, it really boosts your confidence that I have a profitable strategy, right? And a lot of tests are also negative. So it's just important to know that backtesting is literally life-changing for your trading, and it's so relevant. So nothing is happening here. What you can see, the status of these scores is how far the backtest is. When these are all at 100%, the backtest is done. So I'll just patiently wait for that quickly. So we are running an optimization, by the way, on a very small amount of data. This is not normally how I do it, but just as an example how to run an optimization and how it will look like is what I want to show you. So let's wait for that. We're done. So a few minutes later, we have the backtest reports back. What you can see here is the profit factor. You can see 1.46 is the highest, so the best. Then we have total trades, just those 96, right? So don't go trade this straight away. You want to have a bigger sample size and more data to really get a strategy that looks like this one, right? To have like a big sample size, like 1300 trades to prove that you have an edge. But let's go back. We have expected payoff, not really using that much. Drawdown, max drawdown 6%, so it's good. And the target, that's what we optimized, is a 400, so that means a 1 to 4. So this strategy, based on this data, is a 1 to 4 risk to reward, the best setting to use. That's amazing, right? You have now the results within a few minutes, depending how fast everything goes, but within a day you can know your stop loss target and all of that, instead of back in the days when I did everything manually, like manual trading, manual backtesting. Took me a year to get all the data. If I tweaked one small thing like my stop loss, I had to go through all that manual data again through TradingView and all of that. I'm grateful I did it. I learned a lot, but it was definitely not the most efficient way. And if I could go back, I would definitely use this method because I would be making way more money back in the days already, right? So this is the overall video. To conclude, what do you need? You need MetaTrader. You need to know what data is important, how data works. Well, I explained that in detail. You now know how Strategy Tester works. You know how to upload an expert advisor in MetaTrader 4 and 5. What the differences are based on my experience with MetaTrader 4 and 5. What I like to use the most is still MetaTrader 5 for this particular thing, the optimization. You now know how to optimize a strategy. You know how to analyze a backtesting report, how to export it, but also how to import it in Quant Analyzer, a software to analyze your HTML reports, your backtesting files, and really dive into the details like what is happening, what times to trade this particular strategy, how does my chart look like, my monthly returns, my max drawdown, and all of that. But just using the backtest report you get from MetaTrader 4 and 5, watching what your profit factor is, your max drawdown, your strike rate is already sufficient enough as well. So thank you for watching. If you like this, comment below. That helps us out to grow, but also like this episode and share it with your friends or your fellow traders. And yeah, I see you in the next one.